So I played Sifu, and Sifu is one of those games that you can go back and play it again and again because it's just that good of a game. But anyways, man, I wanted to play some Sifu, so I decided to go ahead and boot it up on my Twitch screen and play the game. There are so many good things about Sifu, from its art to its combat to the story and the lore of the game. But most of all, the funnest thing about Sifu is the bosses. Now, this game took me about 2.5 hours to beat on the hardest difficulty, and yeah, this game was hard. But today, what we're doing on this video is I'm going to be ranking all the bosses, weakest to strongest. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Number 1, Shan. Shan is the second boss that you encounter in Sifu, and he's at the club district, and he's probably one of the more interesting looking bosses. I mean, I do like his design. That being said, he starts off very hard when you fight him in the first phase, but once you learn his patterns, he's actually pretty easy to beat, because when he goes into his second stage where the fire is all around you and everything, it's more of the same. He's just a little bit quicker. But once you figure out his patterns, he's as easy as cutting butter. Number 2, the Botanist. The Botanist is the first boss that you encounter in Sifu, and he's actually kind of hard because he does a lot of flipping and dipping and attacking and coming out of bushes on you. And if you're new to Sifu, he can seem very challenging. But how I beat him is I found out that you can go into the boss fight with a weapon, and so I went into the boss fight with a weapon. And in the second phase where he jumps out of the bushes, you just have to dodge those attacks. But if you go around the stage, it's also these bamboo sticks that are around there that you can break and grab and beat him with it. And once you beat him with a weapon, the Botanist is just easy to beat. He's not that hard anymore. Number 3, the CEO. Now, the CEO is the 4th boss in the game, and you would think her being the 4th boss that she would be the hardest, but actually she's not that hard. She has this long distance weapon that you have to dodge at the right time, but once you get close up on her and you start punching her in the face, she just goes down real easy. As long as you keep close to her, she can't beat you. But if you stay far away, that's where she gets dangerous. But other than that, you can also trip her, and it's harder for her to get up because she only has one arm. So if you trip her and you get close to her, she's probably an easier boss. She's harder than the first 2 I just said, but she's not that hard really. Number 2, the Hardiest. God damn, this boss is hard. Like, when I say this boss beat my ass, I mean she beat my ass. This is the hardest boss in the game. The only reason why I didn't give the Hardiest number 1 is because she can be easily beat by gimmicks. But the first phase is hard, but I don't even want to talk about the second phase. The second phase has gave me PTSD. She's so fast, she's throwing daggers, and you don't know when she's gonna do that rush attack. I had a very hard time beating her, but we got the job done. I had to go back a couple of times and beat her so that I could be younger, for the next part of the game. But the Hardiest is probably one of the hardest bosses in Sifu. Last but not least, we have the Leader, and the Leader is hard for many different reasons. One, he can parry every attack that you do. Another thing that makes him hard is that he knows all your moves, so anything that you try to do on him, he already knows what you're gonna do. And not only that, but he's also 3 phases. He's the final boss for a reason, and that's why he is the strongest. But if you made it this far to the end of the video, man, thank you for chilling with me for a couple of minutes while I talk about video games. That being said, it's your boy. Peace.